Let's talk about the green beast that's whispering in your ear. We're pile driving professional jealousy next. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. Throughout my career, I've been very fortunate because I have worked in front of the cameras as a pro wrestler, referee, ring announcer, and commentator. And I've also worked behind the scenes as a promoter, booker, agent, coach, and consultant. And I bring the sum total of all my experiences across decades working in pro wrestling right here to the Till We Make It YouTube channel and over on the Till We Make It Patreon as well, where there's about 400 exclusive posts overflowing with pro wrestling knowledge and insight just waiting for you. Memberships start for as little as $5 a month. You'll find a link down below in the descriptus. Every single week, I make a video exclusively for my patrons, and some of the recent ones I've published include topics like the sale of ROH to AEW, the end of the social media era of pro wrestling, and in one, I explore the points of intersection between the Cirque du Soleil show Varikai and the world of pro wrestling. Come and join our community over there. We would love to have you. Jealousy is an ugly emotion that we tend not to talk about. It's not a good look to admit to feeling jealousy, right? There's a certain shame associated with even giving voice to that. But you know what? Sooner or later, all of us feel jealousy. We as human beings are extremely susceptible to the feeling of jealousy. There is no denying it. And today's video, of course, centers specifically on jealousy within the professional sphere. I want you to see the applications to something you might come across in pro wrestling in the future or something you might be experiencing right now. And there are plenty of people out there who feel jealous right now. They feel jealous recurringly. I know I do. And denying this feeling isn't coping with it. You gotta start by acknowledging what you're feeling. Own the jealousy. Feeling jealous might seem like a dark cloud that's just over your shoulder. But you know what? We can flip that script. We know every cloud has a silver lining. And perhaps this feeling of jealousy also presents an opportunity to course correct. You know what I mean? Until you see someone else obtain something, achieve something, you may not have realized how important it is to you. But that could be exactly what that jealous feeling is pointing out to you. This is something that's really important to you. And seeing somebody else obtain it, achieve it, whatever, makes that crystal clear to you. So yes, an important first step is to acknowledge what you're feeling. But then a second step to take is to analyze that feeling. What does that jealousy tell you about what you truly want? Now you have the opportunity to aim your ship directly at the thing which is most important to you. And this clarity is really valuable, even if it does come gift-wrapped in a challenging emotion. Would you take a moment and leave a like-a-palooza on today's video? It lets the YouTube algorithm know I make good stuff. Thanks. When jealous feelings creep up on us, it can knock us off balance. Well, let's restore some balance right now, shall we? It's important to bear in mind every career experiences some highs and some lows, despite what it might look like on social media. It's important to remember social media is not real life. It is a neatly curated slideshow of highlights. That's all. Twitter is not real. Instagram is not real. Everybody's career and everybody's life experiences high points and low points despite what it might look like. And social media typically presents things as if it is a non-stop parade of highlights and triumphs. And that is one of the many lies of social media. So restore a little bit of balance. Keep that perspective in mind. Everyone's career experiences some highs, but also some lows. A great coping mechanism that's worked really well for me throughout the years is this. If the fellow pro who has triggered feelings of jealousy within you is available to you through your professional network, such that you could contact them, you could get them on the phone, offer to take them out for a cup of coffee or buy them lunch. And when you do, pick their brain and listen carefully as they relate back to you anything that they are willing to share. And you're probably going to have two things happen as a result of this. Number one, you're going to glean some really important insight into what obstacles might be in front of you if you are hoping to achieve a goal similar to what they have. But along the way, you're also going to start to see them as a fully realized person. When we observe someone from a distance, it is devoid of nuance. But when we get to really know someone, when we listen to their story, when we understand the kind of trials they faced along the way, not only do they become a real three-dimensional person to us, but this goes a long way toward diffusing those feelings of jealousy, and it opens you up to a more compassionate point of view. And even if you don't learn absolutely everything you were hoping to get out of this lunch meeting, well, you might have earned yourself a new friend or found a valuable ally along the way. I want to share with you this one obvious fact that my brain just instantly forgets the moment that green beast creeps up on my shoulder. And I'm saying this out loud as much for you as for me right now. It's to help us both cope. It's this fact. There is no limit on the number of people who can find happiness or success in professional wrestling. So just because someone else got to go on an amazing overseas tour, that doesn't mean that there aren't more tours out there. There might be some that are even more amazing just waiting for you. Just because someone else has found a degree of success by signing a contract for a lot of money doesn't mean that there aren't more contracts or more money out there in professional wrestling. It doesn't mean that there isn't a contract out there for you to go and get that will affirm a certain degree of success. There isn't a limit to the happiness or the success that pro wrestling makes available. The idea that because someone else has found a degree of happiness or success means that there's less happiness or success for you to experience is a false notion. This is a scarcity trap. And falling into that makes it very easy for jealousy to fester. We have to constantly remind ourselves of the abundance that pro wrestling presents. Just because someone else signed a contract doesn't mean that they took that contract away from you. Just because you see photos on someone's Instagram of them wrestling a match in Tokyo doesn't mean that they took that Japanese tour away from you. We have to remind ourselves that new opportunities are being created and are presenting themselves every single day in professional wrestling. And even if one of them disappears off the map today, there's going to be another one tomorrow, and the day after that, and the month after that, and the year after that. One key to coping with professional jealousy is to take the time to affirm yourself. You know what I mean by that? Make a list of the things that you have already accomplished. Include on that list the things you're already awesome at, and make sure to write down the things you have improved upon since last year. Because I truly believe the only person you are competing against in professional wrestling is the performer you were yesterday. Sometimes all you need to see are these things laid out in a list, written down in graphite or ink right in front of you to give you a renewed sense of appreciation for how much you've already done and how well on your way you are to accomplishing your career goals. Topics like professional jealousy and other things which fall within the sphere of mental health are not being talked about enough in professional wrestling. And if you want to dive in even further, there's a playlist appearing over here where I've collated all the videos on this channel that fall within that topic. Just click on it to start watching. Underneath it is a link to my Patreon. Come join our community. We would love to have you.